Look carefully at this workplace. How many hazards can you spot? You have 5 seconds. Time's up. Did you notice the slippery floor, missing machine guard, missing eye protection, and blocked emergency exit? Some hazards are obvious. Others are easy to miss. That's why hazard identification matters. In our previous lesson, we learned that a hazard can cause harm, while risk considers how likely and how serious that harm could be. But before we assess risk, we first need to find the hazards. So, how do we identify them? Hazard identification is the systematic process of recognizing what could cause harm. In practice, start with 2 questions. What can cause harm and who could be exposed? These questions help turn simple looking into active observation. Looking and observing are not the same. Looking may simply mean glancing around. Observing means deliberately checking the machinery, floor, electrical conditions, materials, and worker activity. Hazard identification requires active observation. But where should we look? Look in 4 key areas: people, their actions, interactions, and exposure; equipment, machines, tools and vehicles; materials, chemicals, loads and substances; and the environment, floors, noise, heat, and surrounding conditions. People, equipment, materials, environment. Now, let's put that into practice. How many hazards can you identify here? 1. Forklift near pedestrians. 2. An unsecured suspended load. 3. Oil on the walkway. 4. Missing lockout-tagout. And did you notice the damaged cable near water? How many did you find? Not all hazards look the same. Physical hazards include noise, heat, and vibration. Mechanical hazards come from moving or sharp parts. We can also face electrical, chemical, and biological hazards. And ergonomic hazards can result from poor posture, repetition, or manual handling. Different hazards require different ways of looking. Some hazards are easy to see, like a spill or an unguarded machine. Others, such as excessive noise, vapor exposure, or poor ergonomics, may be less obvious. If you only look for obvious dangers, you may miss important hazards. So don't rely on only one way of finding them. Use different methods. Inspect the workplace. Observe the actual job. Talk to workers. Review incidents and near misses. Also check procedures, job safety analysis, JSA, and safety data sheets, SDS. And always review workplace changes. Different methods reveal different hazards. Think like a safety professional. Ask, what can cause harm? Who could be exposed? How could they be exposed? Is anything different from normal? And what could change and create a new hazard? Don't just see the job. Question the job. When should we look for hazards? Before the job, check the area, equipment, and materials. During the job, watch worker interaction and changing conditions. And after the job, check waste, stored energy, and housekeeping. Hazard identification is not a one-time activity. And whenever something changes, look again. A new machine, material, maintenance activity, process, worker, or layout can introduce different hazards. So ask, has the change created a new hazard? If conditions change, reassess. Avoid 4 common mistakes. Looking only for obvious hazards. Relying only on a checklist. Ignoring worker input. And failing to review changes. Remember, today's workplace may be different from yesterday's. If you remember one method from this lesson, remember these 4 words. Stop. Pause before starting. Look. Scan the area for what could cause harm. Ask. Talk to the team. What has changed? Identify, name the hazard, and record it clearly. Stop, look, ask, identify. Simple but powerful. Before we finish, one final challenge. Can you identify at least 4 hazards? You have 5 seconds. Time's up. Let's check. Did you find the first one? The second? The third? And the fourth? But what about the bonus hazard? Did you spot it? How many did you find? Let's recap. Hazards can be obvious or hidden. Observe people, equipment, materials, and the environment. Use more than one identification method. And when conditions change, look again. Remember, stop, look, ask, identify. You've identified the hazard. What comes next? How likely is the harm? How serious could it be? And which risk needs attention first? That's our next lesson, risk assessment. So, stay connected with AG Academy, Industrial Safety and Manufacturing Excellence, as we continue building our industrial safety foundation step by step. Learn, improve, excel. Stay safe. Prevent accidents. Protect lives.